guys, and welcome back to Left on Red. It's your girl Sierra. And did you guys realize we have some intro music? Okay, so I actually previewed a little bit of this intro music in last week's episode when I transitioned from the solo part to the interview with Emma. But I think I'm liking this music as our intro kind of like theme. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like it? It's not going to be the official music yet, but I'm kind of liking it so far. So let me know what you guys think. But let's get into today's episode, okay? Today's episode is called 2023 Check-in. We are checking in on our goals, where we're at, what we're doing. Because, like I said a few episodes ago, are we having a hot girl summer, a healing girl summer? We're having both, okay? We are having the summer of all summers. We are going to enjoy ourselves, be responsible, and of course, check in and hold ourselves accountable, okay? So that's what the episode's all about. Holding ourselves accountable, making new goals, checking in our old goals. Are we still in the same place that we were back in January? Where are we at? Where do we go from here? So let's get right in. And I'm going to just start off with the New Year's resolution. So, like most of us, or some of us maybe, January comes, well, really, it starts in December, right? The anticipation of the year being over. You start reflecting, you're thinking about the year. People start talking about what they want for the new year, writing their goals down. And then we have Christmas Eve, Christmas, New Year. It's like a whole shebang that happens all at once, like literally a canon event. And then we're in the first week of January, and people have their goals. They're going to go to the gym. They're going to lose 30 pounds. They're going to get a new job. They're going to get a new house. All of these things start happening. And people write down 30 huge goals. And as we know, they're abandoned before February. Okay. They don't even make it past January. So how do we get our goals out of, I guess, like the learning phase of January for the rest of the year? And I want to know what you guys are doing. Did you guys write down a list? How'd you guys break it down? What are you guys doing? Or did you make a list at all? Or do you not believe in a New Year's resolution? I love a good New Year's resolution. Okay. So if you're one of those people that's like, I hate New Year's resolution, you may not like this segment of the episode, but you might. But you might. So stick around. So what I like to do is break it up by the quarter and Q1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's, I guess, because corporate America has instilled Q1, 2, 3, and 4 in me. But that's what I like to do from January to the end of March, from the beginning of April to the end of June, and then beginning of July and September, and then summer to the end of the year. And I go for, so I do, what do I want to accomplish for the next 3 months? And then I break it down and give myself deadlines. And so I'll give you guys an example of actual goals that I completed in quarter two. So beginning of April to the end of June, because we are a few days shy of July 1st and we're halfway through the year. So I'm going to tell you guys what I did. So for quarter two, I said my goals are to network more in person or via email, get a job by June 1st, and grow the podcast by a certain amount of downloads and a certain amount of followers. And I put the number. And back in April, I was working with a mentor at a really well-known entertainment company. I had a lot of resources and met people through that. On my own, I got to go to the Spotify office. I met other podcasters as well. I met employees that work at Spotify, obviously. I got connected well with them. Even up until like in this month in June, I've met so many other people, and that has been really helpful. So I accomplished that goal, right? I did my networking, and now my next goal was get a job by June 1st. That was stressful. I was stressed the most of May. And you guys know, you guys were with me in that journey. I got dumped. I was looking for a job. It was a lot going on. And I'm telling you guys, God literally came through that last week of May, because I ended up I started my new job June 12th, but I got my offer right before Memorial Day. So I think it was like the 26th or something, or the 25th. So I already had the job. I met the June 1st deadline. And I did grow the podcast by the followers and downloads that I wanted. So I met those goals, but just as an example for how I did it, it was only 3. It wasn't like 10, it wasn't 30, it wasn't even 8. It was 3 simple goals that I knew I could accomplish. And I don't know if you guys ever heard of like the like SMART goals, like make it like it has to be like, like measurable, actionable, time, etc. Like reasonable, like, are these the goals that you can accomplish? And for me, I was like, I have to do this, and I'm going to do the 3 top things that are priority for me right now. Because throughout the year, I want to do so many other things, right? And I think that's where we get these New Year's resolutions and our goals mixed up. Because yes, by the end of the year, do I want to be a completely transformed person and making, well over like all of these things, right? Like, of course, we want all of the big goals, but how do you get there? By short goals. It's like saying, I want to buy a house, but you didn't fix your credit, you didn't save anything, and you're not even looking. No, like you have to break it down. Okay, in quarter 1, I'll start looking, what's my price range? Okay, I know the type of house I want. Okay, great. I'll start fixing my credit. By the end of quarter 2, I should have this credit score if I pay off this debt, etc., etc., etc. So we have to start small to get big, because that is how we're going to accomplish and do everything. I'm so sorry if you guys hear a siren out. I'm going to listen to the playback of this episode. So if you don't, if there's no siren, great. But I live in New York and there's sirens all the time. And I record kind of like by a window, and I'm like in a room. So I hear it. I don't know if you guys can hear it. But anyways, that is it's like for the goals. Like we have to start small to get big. And that is a big adjustment I had to learn, because I am a big thinker. I'm a multitasker as well. I like have all these ideas, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this, and that. And sometimes I get lost in the sauce, and I'm looking at everything from like, okay, I have to have this big thing. So I have to, skip steps 1 through 3. I end up at 5, so you can't skip steps. It's baby steps until you reach the big goal. And that is what I'm learning. It's baby steps until I reach the big goal. So that's how I kind of like planned out my quarter 2, and now we're in quarter 3, and it's so crazy and it's so scary, but I'm really, really excited for what's next. And I want to read something to you guys, because I wrote this at the beginning of the year, so back in January, and it's like the last little paragraph, because I wrote a whole page to myself. And it says, by the end of the year, I'll be living in my true self, my true form, whatever that may be. I'll be a new person, a better person, more loving, caring, intentional, patient, being present, making plans and sticking to them, sticking to my boundaries, creating routines, be nicer with my words, my actions. I'll be turning into the woman that I want to be. I'll be loved, cherished, and I'll be loving to others, and I will be into the next phase of my life. And I was rereading it just for this episode, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to cry, because even though I don't feel like I'm at this exact place yet, I feel like I had a lot of character development that is pushing and kind of forcing me to be what I wrote down, which is like the best segue to move into the next topic of character development. The character development I went through in 2023, okay, of being laid off twice, not knowing what I was going to get myself into, restarting this podcast, okay, because Left on Red came out in 2021, and I brought it back in March of 2023. Having a mentor and a big deal for the podcast slip away, which is painful. I cannot wait to tell you guys that story. I don't know when I'll be able to speak about that or how I will speak about it. Maybe I'll make it like a bonus episode, but I'll have to leave obviously a lot of words and people and names out of it. But that was something that was really hard on me. Seeing my family in Grenada and learning about my family dynamics, because that family trip to Grenada, which is where my mom is from, and I did an episode on it called Family. I talk about my family and how they were and relationships, all these different things. Coming back from that trip has shifted my perspective on relationships, the way I think about my, like, with my family, not even like romantic, but romantic, personal, family, all of that. And how I see myself moving into the person I want to be and the woman that I want to be, what I wrote down, I just read to you guys. So that was a big thing. Having a relationship, seeing it end. So I think we are all going through some type of character development, whether we're in our mid-20s, early 30s, 40s, 50s. Like, think like there's some people right now that are in their 40s, 50s, are probably getting a divorce, or they just are recently divorced and they're either re-entering the dating world. There's people who, got laid off and they were making a six-figure job and they have to adjust to that. And that's character, like we are all going through some type of character development, I think, these past 6 months, that are pushing us and turning us to be into who we are. And I think we're so strong, genuinely. Like, you don't know how strong you are until you have to be. And that phrase is so true. And whether you believe in God or not, whatever religion you are, or if you're not religious at all, or if you're spiritual, you can either, like, whatever you believe in, they're not gonna leave you. And like, I believe in God, and they always say, like, God's never gonna give you more than you can handle. He's not gonna leave you out in the dust or in the cold, even when you feel like it, even when you're like, okay, God, I have been left, I am cold, what is happening? He's never gonna leave you. All of these things is pushing you and making you a better person and a stronger person for who you're going to be. And that's hard, right? Because you don't know who you're going to be. You don't know what it's like, life is gonna look like a year from now, right? Like, you're trying to think, okay, what can I do now? Because I need something now, not a year from now, but now. And I had been humbled, okay, by life. I have been humbled that it's not my plan. It's not what I want, when I want, how I want it. And I have to, even in the days that nothing is going on and things seem quiet, behind the scenes, things are working. And it's okay to rest. It's okay to just say, okay, this is not my day, and that's fine. But what's important is, like, getting up every day, putting one foot in front of the other, and just doing it, whatever that may be. If you put down for your goal is to meet new 3 people, like to network with 3 people in your industry, okay. Every 2 days, go on LinkedIn, find some people, message them, see who reaches back out. If your goal is to finally go to that conference you've been wanting to go to, which you're putting it off, buy the ticket now. See the conference a few months from now. Every day, look who's going to the conference, see who's a speaker, make a plan. Like, if that is your goal, right, is networking. Or if your goal is to start dating again, okay? Well, do you want to go back on the apps? Do you want to meet somebody in person? Are you going to put yourself out there? Are you going to go speed dating? Okay, because girl or guy, I did a whole podcast episode on it, so I give you all the details. Okay, so no need to be scared. Like, whatever your goal is, every day take an action towards it. Every day. And that is kind of how I'm going to leave this episode off, guys. I want to know, what are you guys doing for the rest of the year? I want to know, did you guys make a New Year's resolution, for one? How are you tracking your goals? How are you planning your goals? How do you see it all playing out from now into the end of the year? Because we're going to do an episode at the end of the year. And I'm going to reread back that little paragraph I read. And I'm going to see, did all of these things come true? So I want to know, what are you guys doing? You guys know a little bit about what I'm doing, okay? I can't reveal my Q3 plans. I can't reveal my Q3 plans, or because I have actually some Q4 plans I'm hoping to play out, right? So I can't reveal my Q3 goals to you guys just yet. Okay, don't ever tell people your goals. Just keep it to yourself. Don't tell nobody. Keep it to yourself. But hopefully all things will play out like really well, and you guys, of course, you guys will be the first ones to know. But I have my Q3 goals. I'm ready. I'm set. And I want to know, what are you guys doing? So let me know. I'll have some stories and polls go up. DM me. I really, really want to know. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye, guys.